The last thing I left off with in this video series of halter breaking this horse is I wanted to be able to catch the horse without him turning or walking away from me when he's loose. This process is what I call drawing a horse into you. You can accomplish this before any of the other videos we've posted. You can do it before ever roping or haltering the horse. It takes usually quite a bit longer, especially if the horse is not very gentle already and extremely reactive. So I'm choosing to do it later once I've already touched the horse and we've established with him that it's okay to have the human touch. If you establish this early on in the training process, you can usually prevent a horse that wants to run off from you in the future. Horses naturally take the path of least resistance and want to conserve their energy as much as possible. So the main concept of this is that your horse has to work when they're away from you and they get to rest when they're with you. I start in a small pen. Usually it's less running for me, preferably a round pen so they don't stall in the corners, but others will work as well. Depending on how far your horse is and how gentle your horse is, usually they might run from you, but in this case, I push the horse by standing diagonally at the hip, and I swing a rope if necessary, if I want to speed them up. This is the same concept as lunging and usually how you start to teach a lunge. Obviously, you don't add pressure if the horse is going the rate you want, and you add pressure if you want the horse to speed up. Always try and cue the horse with as little as possible, so if your horse is already in a lope, let off. If you want him to speed up, ask until he hits the desired lope and then leave him alone. If a horse is aggressive or lazy or you're in a pen with corners, you might have to tap them on the butt with a rope when they turn their hip into you in the beginning stages to keep them moving. To really emphasize the desire of a horse wanting to come into me, I usually push them and lunge them a little bit past the point of when they're looking to come in. When I am finally ready to ask the horse to slow down or come into me, I usually try and pick a spot where the horse has natural desire to go to anyway. So for example, if he has friends on the other side of the pen, I'm going to stop and back up to where he would be walking the direction of the desired point. I then crouch down some and step back into the center of the pen and wait, continually backing, essentially opening up the pen and taking the pressure away. If the horse turns in, or at this step, even just baby steps like stopping and looking at me, I let them rest a moment and give them the release for that. Always reward them with even the littlest try. Some horses might surprise you and give a big one and already go ahead and start stepping into you. If you're consistent, they will start to approach and eventually follow you as if they were haltered. Horses that learn this skill are usually more trusting, softer to lead, and this can even make the risk of running off on the first ride or ladder and riding decrease because they know with you is the safest and easiest place to be. If down the road your horse ever wants to test you, just push them a little bit and they'll come running right back up to you. Now you can go back and rewatch the video to see the process in action.